I just wanted to do a quick walk around and a startup on this Buick. It's a 1968 Skylark Custom. Factory rally wheels. It is it's a hardtop car. Back windows do roll down. I have the driver's side windows down, vent windows open. Some of the common problems on these are on the trunk area and the back window. As you can see, this one doesn't have any cancer. There is a rear window leak, but rust has not set in anywhere. As with the windows up on the passenger side. This car has a 350 4-barrel. It's been converted to HEI instead of the points. Still has some of the T3 headlights, however some have been replaced also. The primer is showing through on the hood. There's a small amount of surface rust on the roof and on the trunk and the decklet area. This car was under a cover for a long time. This is how I found it. Haven't done anything to it other than keep it in the garage and just keep it out of the elements. It's a survivor. Cloth interior. Once again, there has been a little bit of a water leak around the rear window, as you can see up here on the back dash, but there is no rot anywhere. So by keeping it out of the elements, it hasn't been bad for it. Seats need to be recovered. Carpet could use replacing. Even on the door panels as well, there's a wear mark there from somebody's foot, I'm guessing. Armrests on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and start this thing up. There is an aftermarket gauge cluster in here from Summit. I didn't install this. This is how I got it. And I verified the mileage on this is original and hasn't been turned over. It's 46,208. All the gauges work. The radio does work, however, the antenna is not hooked up. She runs great. As you can see, I don't have to pedal it. Starts right up. Has a fairly smooth idle. Flowmaster 40 exhaust. Back bumper does have a small ding in it right there, where it's pulled the corner out slightly. Car runs and drives great. Doors are solid, they don't drop. If you look under the hood here. It is an AC car. The AC does work, however, when I changed the alternator, when I got it, and the voltage regulator, I haven't been able to swap the pulleys over. I didn't want to damage anything, so I kept the 2-pulley alternator. I have it in the trunk, as well as some extra trim and an extra fan shroud. This one is cracked. But the AC does work. Mechanically, this thing does need a few small items. It needs a battery hold down installed. As of right now, I just have a bungee cord keeping it in place. It hasn't moved a bit on me. I know it's not the safest thing, so it needs a battery hold down. It does need that pulley to be changed over on the alternator. And it does need a heater core. I have the heater hoses looped right now. The heater core does leak, so it will need a heater core. It does have an aftermarket transmission cooler in it. Don't mind the bugs. I do drive this car. But mechanically, she's the driver. Power brakes, it is 4-wheel drum from the factory. That hasn't been changed either. But all in all, it's a pretty nice car. It runs great. I've driven it, I got it with 37,000 and some change on it, so I've driven it almost 10,000 miles since I've had it. And that's basically 2 to 3 months out of each year that I take it out. So the headliner's in pretty decent shape. It's not sagging. All the lights inside work. Down there and in the back. On both sides. The brights do work, headlights work. The thing does drive extremely well, and it gets almost 20 miles to the gallon, if you believe that. but by doing the math on it, almost 25, not quite, and that was with 3 people in the car on a long trip. So if you guys have any questions, my contact information is on my ad. I'm more than willing to answer any questions that anybody might have. Like I said, it is a 68 Skylark Custom. It's the intermediate trim level. Turbo 400 transmission. It's an open rear end. Those are the factory rally wheels, but I do not have the center caps. I also do not have the fender skirts. They were not with the car when I bought it. But this is a driver, people. You can literally get in this thing and drive it anytime you want, as far as you want. It's reliable. Inside the trunk, I do have the original spare jack and tire tools. The lug wrench is in there, as long as the spare tire cover. There is some minor surface rust on the trunk, on the inside right there, but it has not gone through and is not soft. It is pretty solid. So there is no rust. The corners are outstanding on this car, in the trunk and around the wheel wells. There's the spare. I just gathered all the parts together. I don't usually keep the trim in this condition, but this is what came with the car when I bought it, trim wise. Like I said, there is another fan shroud for that one that's cracked, and there's some ball joints, tie rods and sleeves and stuff, and a center link that I was going to do. And in this box is the original alternator with that other pulley that I was talking about. So everything in here, you can still see the shine on the paint. For the most part, it's original paint on the car. So you even got the original tire and jack instructions right there. Under the hood, same thing. All the lettering is all there. All the hard to find trim is there. And what is not installed on the car, such as the base of the hood right here, on here, I do have this piece as well in that in the trunk. So it's a good project. It's not perfect. I am asking a reasonable price on this car. For a running driving car with less than 50,000 original miles, I'm only asking 5,000 or best offer. I know the car is worth that, but I'm open to offers. The price is somewhat negotiable, but that's what I'm asking. So hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, like I said, just get in contact with me.